Hi everyone. So this video is about what is going to happen on the December 21st, year 2020. While this video is not really about the exact event that are going to happen on the December 21st, year 2020, I'm just going to give you insights on which you can use to evaluate and find out what is going to happen according to your own personal life. So I've researched a little bit and I find out that this December 21st, 2020 is the next great conjunction between Jupiter and Saturn, and it will be the first since the last time it happened in the year 2000, and the closest Jupiter and Saturn conjunction since the time it happened in the year 1623. At their closest, Jupiter and Saturn will be only zero point 0.1 degrees. So anyway, so in order to understand the significance of the energy behind this day, we have to look on the numbers, which numbers are representation of different frequencies. Um, so, for example, the number 21 has its own frequency, the number 12 and 2020. In most cases, the date they start with the month and then the day and then the year. But usually, because of the natural sequence, we will start with the month. We'll start with the day. So the number will be 12. Sorry, the number will be 21, 12, 2020. And this is what we're gonna use to try to understand what kind of energy is behind these numbers. I mean, with that being said, also the alignment of the celestial alignment of the planets also contribute a lot, but I won't be discussing the astrological point of view on this video. So first let's discuss the meaning of the number 21, 12, 2020. So this year 2020 has been a very different year with a lot of conflicts and a lot of events happen around the world, especially with the pandemic. Um, and this is kind of one of the things that will make you wonder, what is going to happen, because the number 20, the December 21st is really, it's one of those dates that catches up your attention. But looking close on the date, you'll find out this is also the day where the sun, the days are the shortest. Usually in the northern hemisphere, the days are like the shortest in the year. So it also has a big impact, or it has a lot of energy that you can use to plant your intention. Something that I'll talk at the end of the video. So when we start looking at the number 21, which is the date, so the interesting thing about number 21 is that the number 21 is a multiple, is 3 times 7, so it's 3 in 3, it's 7 in 3 folds. Why do I bring this one? I bring this one because 7 is a divine number. It's a number of divine. You'll see a lot of 7 represent itself in many religious texts, and also even in the scientific point of view. We have 7 rainbow colors. We have even in the piano there are 7 keys before it starts over again, and also we have 7 chakras as well. So but then 21 is it's 7 in threefold, and 3 is also the number of power. It's usually after you have 2, because 2 it's the number of life. You have 3. 3 it just represents stability and balance. After you have 2, after you have so you have a man and the woman, then you have family. So that represents stability. After you have the initial point of life, you have stability in life. So in a sense, when you look at this number itself, it just the kind of energy it hold behind it is that stability, is the divine stability, seven in threefold. So whatever it is in the spiritual realm, it's something that the divine nature, it just becomes stable, like as you'll see later, because what this date represents is just that we are stepping into another state, or in another way of living, where we are shedding away all the things that don't serve us good anymore, the kind of things that they are childish, they're not bring you any progress in life. So people will start focusing away from the materialistic point of view. They'll focus more on the things that matters the most. So when you look back during the lockdown, and when the pandemic was its peak, it was the time that people, they kind of had to cut down the expenses. You find out somebody was busy working every day, they don't have much time to spend with their family, but because they had to work at home, you have more time to spend with your family. So this number 2021, it's all about that. So there's three, and the interesting thing is that when you put two and one, you get three. So it's three, and then there's seven. So that's the meaning of number 21. And then we'll go to number 12. Well, first, one more thing I have to explain here. So, I mean, without making it as a compound, number 21, number 2, it represents life, and number 1 is something, it's a genesis, it's a beginning of a certain way of living. It just that energy. So we have reached at the apex, is that we have reached the moment, the point that we are stepping into that world. So this 21, this 2-1, that's what it means. It means that you're stepping into it's the initial of that too, the divine feminine. We are stepping into the time, into the moment where we're going to look on the inner working of things, rather than just looking things on the exterior. And then number 12, it's really, if you look at it close, it's really a mirror of number 21. While the number 1 and 2, they have their meanings that they don't change, but at the same time, number 1, because number 1 is preceding number 2, the 21 is number 2 preceding, so it means that the beginning of the divine feminine is beginning, and then number 1 and 2, it just means the beginning of, it's the event, the actual event itself. So number 12, it just really has the number 3 at the same time. And then when you look at number 21, 12, in the middle there is number 11. Number 11 is usually a master number. So what I mean, the master number, they are usually not, they don't put them into compound, they leave them as they are, because they have these energies behind them of something very ancient, something, of an old soul. So the master number, the meaning of the master number 11, it represents the master teacher. So um, illumination, enlightenment, inspiration. So as you can see, it really just emphasize on what I was saying, that uh, the event that has happened is not really like, when you look at the event on the deeper level, you'll find out that number 11, you find out that the event itself, is a lesson to kind of point you toward the things that matters the most, toward the kind of event that matters more than just the shallow, just the, just live your life to work, and just you live your life for the material things, but more look more on the inner meanings of things, the deeper meaning of things. And so you find out that number 2121, like if you put all this together, you just find out that it's the moment that we are stepping into the point where people are starting to focus more on the things that matters more on the spiritual level rather than the physical level. And the events that are happening are really the lesson. They're really the teachers that are going to point us toward those things. So after you get this 2112, the other number is 2020. The 2020, a lot of people have already explained what it means. It's just mean like it's a clear sight, a clear vision where you have this, focus. And as you can see this year, really everything that happened is not really something new. It's something that was, it's like an energy that was, clogged underneath, something that was just done behind the doors. But the year 2020, it kind of just revealed everything. Everything was kind of displayed in the broad daylight where you see things for what they are and not just the shallow side of themselves. You just see things clearly. So, we all know that the meaning of number two, but in numerology, usually they don't talk a lot about zero, but in a way, zero it represents a reset or an empty space. If it's clearly spoken out, it just means really that reset, the reset of life, not necessarily in the physical sense, but also like for example, if you have a certain mentality about life, it's a moment that mentality is going to be reset. People were looking more on the materialistic level of things, but now they're going to look things in a broader perspective, in a deeper level where they won't focus on the shallow level of things. So it's just that the energy of two is being reset. The energy of life, the inner understanding of ourself is going to be reset. So after, deducting all this meaning behind the numbers, then what is left here. So what is left is really is for you to just be prepared, because everything is already set in motion. It's for yourself to be prepared and be on the look, be ready to learn, and not like whenever there's a situation, don't just start to whine, or don't just start to justify things. You should start to allow that situation to be your teacher, to allow that circumstances to teach you something, and I guarantee you there is something you will learn from there. Beside that, there is the year. The date 21st is usually the day where you can put your intention, and these are long-term intention. Your entire life. So from this moment, you are stepping into a new chapter. What do you want your life to be? How do you want your life to be like? So it's a time where you can actually put intention, and then these energies will carry it and set it into motion. So that's all, and thank you.